All right. It's been a while since we were together, sister.
It has been. We had spring break, and then Brandon, our wonderful producer and editor, has been out. So I'm glad to be back together with you.
I know. We had a little impromptu break. And our last movie when we were together last was all about dodging disguises with Fletch. So
yes.
Fun.
And this week we are trading all of that in for some cookies, some camping, and a whole lot of bougie.
I thought you were about to say booze.
and some scouting.
Yes, a little bit of scouting because this is not your average troop.
So to say. Yep, you're right. Not even close. This week, we are rewinding Troop Beverly Hills.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm Missy. And this is Real Sisters Rewind.
Join us as we go back to the 80s. Welcome to Real Sisters Rewind. We're so glad you're here. This is the podcast where we rewind to the 80s and review the movies we still love. And this is one that a lot of you love because we've had a lot of requests for it.
And we're two sisters who grew up on these films from the 80s, from theater nights to VHS rentals, and now we're bringing them back one movie at a time.
Yes, and if you're loving the podcast, we would be so grateful if you would leave us a 5-star review, subscribe, and share with a fellow Real fan.
And don't forget, we are still sending out Real Sister stickers. Just take a screenshot of your review and email it to hello@realsistersrewind.com.
That is right.
That's right. All right, Real fans, let's rewind back to 1989 when Troop Beverly Hills hit the big screen.
Okay, so I actually had to do a double take on this because when I was watching the movie, I was a little bit surprised that it was 89.
I was too.
I thought it was earlier.
I was.
It was actually March 24th, 89 when it came out, so springtime. But yeah, I had to go back and look because I for whatever reason, I don't know if it was Eric and I were talking about it, but I was sure that it wasn't 89. I thought it was more like 87-ish, maybe.
Yeah, I was thinking 85 or 86. So we both had that same mindset and we didn't even know it. But I was 21 when it came out. Sister, how old were you?
I was 13, and I don't remember if I saw it in the theater or not. I feel like I probably
feel like you would have.
Because it seems like the perfect movie for a 13-year-old to go see with her friends. But I know I've seen it so many times.
Yeah. Well, I know I didn't see it in theaters. I have no idea the first time I saw it. It definitely wasn't one that I was like, watching and
definitely more for
to go
kids.
Watch it. Yeah.
You may have caught it like on HBO or something, like if it was just on
or TBS.
Yeah. Something like that. But I went.
Do you remember liking it the first time you saw it?
Yeah. It was, if it was on, it was definitely one that we would watch for sure.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of young, like the girls that are in it. Or a few of them anyway, I recognize that were in other movies at that time. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that girl. Or
yes, that's one of the things I loved most about the movie is it had a lot of faces and even cameos that you recognize. That was probably my favorite part of the movie.
Yes.
Well, all right, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's hop into our pop culture spotlight.
Okay. The number one song on the charts around this time was Like a Prayer by Madonna. So funny that this is coming up today because
you went to church this morning.
I went to church. But also, what was I watching recently? And Like a Prayer came on. Madison was in the room with us, with Eric and I, and she said something about, she was asking a question about this song, and I was like, oh yeah, this was so controversial. And she was like, why? And I had to like explain the whole couldn't
Yeah.
compare it to her.
I'm just thinking like Madonna has several songs that are like a virgin.
And like a prayer.
And like we've said many times, the number one television show at that time was,
The Cosby Show.
it absolutely was.
They had it's like a monopoly.
A monopoly. I was thinking the same thing.
They had a monopoly on the TV. I'm glad, though, that we have had opportunities to mention other shows that we really liked and watched, because you would think that that's the only show that we ever watched. But you have to remember, everybody, if you were living at that time, you do remember that was a once a week, like that was a 30-minute slot. You had a lot of other time slots to fill. So,
yeah.
So we had to watch a lot of other things too.
I mean, now television has such competition. I mean, it would be hard for any single show to be number one for all those years. But there are some shows that have been around for a long time, like what is that one? The
Law. What is it?
Law and Order.
Law and Order.
Whole Law and Order series.
SVU and all that.
Yeah. But I don't watch any of those. Again, there's CBS, and I get CBS now, but I still don't really watch CBS.
You just have an aversion. You have a real thing with CBS.
No, I don't. I really don't. They haven't had a lot of shows that I've watched or loved.
I feel like CBS is like the Revlon of makeup.
CBS is the Revlon
of like drugstore makeup.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep. If you know, you know. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like L'Oreal is so good. Maybelline, they've got some great products. CoverGirl's got some great products. Of course, NYX and ELF. Revlon, just like they have one thing that's a good like drugstore product. It's just,
what is that?
They have this like lipstick balm. Like it's a great dupe for a really high-end lip balm.
That could be another podcast. You would have to do it without me, because you have all the dupes and you love it here.
I mean,
you love yourself a good
dupe.
Yep. You're welcome to our male listeners that we are going on
who really care about it.
Yeah, who we're going on a makeup
journey.
Yep, sorry about that.
Well, that's my comparison. Okay, here we go. So, People magazine, I got to know more about this. I didn't have time to look into it deeply, but we have Sean Young, remember, from No Way Out.
Yep.
And oh my gosh, that movie was so confusing. No Way Out, and on the cover, so we've got her on the cover in these, like, it looks like a silk pajamas or something. That's like, and
kimono with pants, I think.
James Woods, which
he has a different fiance.
It says Fatal Attraction, but I'm also like, please, girl, with James Woods.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks crazy, but even crazier, and I do remember this, is the very top, like, ticker tape headline across the top is Willard takes on Bryant Gumbel from All the Today Show, NBC, I know that. And it says, the SOB.
What does that mean, Willard takes on Bryant Gumbel?
Bryant Gumbel made some kind of comment about Willard, and everybody loved Willard, but he was a lot, and he wasn't country, but he was
like Midwestern or something.
No, he's just like
a good old
boy. Yeah. And Bryant Gumbel said something derogatory about him, and there was like this public feud.
Well, Willard's still on.
He occasionally. I haven't seen him in a long time.
He does the jelly for people who are 100 years old.
But not like he used to. He's not on there every week.
He doesn't do the weather all the time?
Oh, no, no.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
okay. You can tell
Um,
I watch. But wait, I
yeah.
gotta get back real quick to this cover of People magazine, y'all.
Okay.
She's wearing this silky kimono outfit, like in like front opened. I mean, you can kind of see a little bit of cleavage. And she's just got on some white athletic socks.
Yeah.
Like, what is that? Anyway, it says their razor's edge romance turned to rage. Two of Hollywood's hottest stars play out a real life tale of love gone mad. I don't remember either of these two stars being Hollywood's hottest, but
Well, I don't either, but I remember Sean Young went a little crazy, and even around this time, because Batman came out in '89, she had done some kind of stunt to try to get to be the Michelle Pfeiffer character. Is that Batgirl? And she
oh,
had like
oh,
shown
Catwoman.
Catwoman, yeah.
That's
And she
right.
did all kinds of crazy
I
stuff.
remember that. She was like what we like now, what people call a furry. She like went cat on people. Like
Yeah,
she like,
she was.
turned into a cat.
Yes, but look how cute James Wood's little fiance was. She looks a
Sarah
little bit like a
Owen.
really cute Isla Fisher.
Huh? Oh
That,
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, she looks like her.
Yeah, she's cute.
All
She's got
right.
hair for Jesus.
Yes, she does. I mean, that's the hair I wanted in 1989.
It's
It's
the hair
really
you
the hair
have
I had.
to say.
Well, let's go into Do You Remember, sister? What do you have?
Okay. I'm kind of annoyed because I had two things, and the second one was something I really liked better than the first one. I was so excited when I thought of it, but I can't remember anymore. It's the perimenopause brain, I guess. Sorry, y'all. So I'll tell you my first one, which was, do you remember jellies?
Yes.
N-
And how dirty your feet would get
Yeah,
wearing them.
yeah. And when I say jellies, I don't mean the jellies of today. I know they have come out with new ones that are supposed to be better, and I don't know because of the trauma I went through as a child that tried wearing them. I would never put them on my feet again. But I they say they're better, right? They're supposed to be whatever. So I'm not talking about those jellies. I'm talking about the jellies that would leave dirt, trying like diamond shape impressions on your feet between your toes. And they were literally this hard plastic that almost was like somebody had like pulled them apart, like perforated edges, because there would
hmm
be little pieces of plastic that would like scratch and dig into your feet.
hmm
They were they were just another form of 80s torture, like one of the forms of torture that people were like, let's just do this in the 80s and this will be perfect. And they did come out with eventually another version back then of jellies that were a little bit more comfortable. They weren't as scratchy. They were more of a flat, like the strips were a little bit wider, but you still got the crisscross dirt. There was no
Yeah.
escaping that. And you're the
No.
sweat and the dirt in the South with those jellies running around on the playground, the dirt playground. Come on now. Come
Yeah.
on. Did you ever wear them?
I did, but not like you did because you were in like the rage of it all at your age. But I can, in my mind, see your feet as a little girl with the black
In those
dirt
horrendous
on
jellies.
those jellies. Yes,
And
the
they had
dirt
a
from those jellies.
smell. Like they had a like I mean before you even wore them. They were no telling how toxic they were. Probably
Yeah.
leaking into our skin. Like awful. But it was not just kids that wore them.
No, no, no. And like I said, I wore them, but not like you did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
They were something. They were really something.
okay, so can I share mine?
Yeah.
Do you remember Noxzema?
Yeah, I used it all the time.
Yeah. I was all about like healthy skin is the best skin. And I can still right now smell it.
Smell it. They
And
still
in
have
my
it. It's
mind, I
still
can
out there.
feel the consistency. Oh, do
Mhm.
they still have the original Noxzema? Because
Yes.
I was reading about the rise and fall of it, so it
Oh,
must have come
then
back.
they may have reformulated it
Yeah, maybe.
because the company's still out there, unless this happened recently
I don't
and
know.
it's gone
We'll have to.
forever. It may
Oh,
be
by the way, this is the place to come to know what you
to
know,
know the facts,
to
to
know the
get the
facts.
real
But let me
facts.
just tell you, I was listening to
Wait, real quick. Did you
what?
use Noxzema?
Yes, I
Yeah.
use
Okay.
Noxzema some. That and Seabreeze
Yeah.
and Stridex pads. And I know some of those things are still around, but I felt so much better today. Earlier, I was walking and I was listening to a podcast, and it was a murder podcast. It was true crime.
Was it the one I told you to listen to?
Yes. And I was listening, and it was a husband and wife doing it, and
Let's
they're
just shout them out.
shout them
It's
out. Yeah.
Murder with My Husband. I love it.
Murder with My Husband. Yeah, I had never listened to it. But I mean, they are obviously really popular. They have sponsors. We
Oh, they're
don't.
very popular.
They're
Yeah.
very popular. But this was an aha I had.
Okay.
They're talking about this guy that was murdered by his wife who had had a breakdown and was in a mental hospital where a woman there had been a lesbian and they became lovers there.
Oh, yeah.
And
Just
she
listen to
came
that
back.
one.
Yeah. But they were talking about the bullets. They were trying to see if it came from the lesbian friend's gun. And they did. And neither one of them knew. And I know this, that the markings on a bullet are specific to a gun. And
Yeah.
like they were researching it while they were on air.
Uh-huh.
And it made me feel a little bit better about the price of tea in
Yeah,
China.
people do stuff like that all the time.
For example, we don't know I read about the rise and fall of Noxzema, so I assumed it was gone, but you think it's still on the shelves. So
Yeah, another
we'll see.
podcaster that does that I listen to all the time is John Chris. Like they'll look up stuff and whatever.
Is that John Chris, the comedian?
Yeah. He's got a funny podcast. Okay. Well, to be determined about Noxzema. To be determined.
But can't you smell it just as you say it?
Oh, yeah. I will say
Yeah.
the one thing I didn't like about Noxzema, though, was that it didn't foam up. And I didn't like that. Now that doesn't work for me, really, but I didn't like it back then.
But they made it look really cute on
I
the
know.
commercials when it would be, your whole face would be covered in the white,
Yes.
you know?
I know. It was good stuff. All right. Are you ready to get into the details of Troop Beverly Hills?
Yes.
All right, let's go.
do it. Let's do it. Well, as you already mentioned for us, the movie was released on March 24th, and it was directed by Jeff Canu, or Canu. I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce it, but he also directed one of my favorite movies, Revenge of the Nerds. I love that movie.
Do that one.
We should. Is it 80s?
Yeah.
You sure it's not early 90s?
Oh, I'm positive.
Okay.
Positive.
Okay.
In fact, people have asked me if we're going to do that one.
You know what? I remember seeing it on our sheet.
It's 84.
I know we're going to give our clues at the end, but I got to pick the movie next week. Amanda and I take turns picking the movie. And I had actually picked, oh wait, what did I pick? And I went to try and find it, and it wasn't available anywhere.
Well, I've got.
Oh, Silkwood. I wanted to watch Silkwood, and I could not find it.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
That is
there was a documentary.
Really
there was a documentary. I mean, maybe.
You mean the movie? Yeah.
I mean Silkwood, the movie. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to keep looking for it. I know I kind of give mine away ahead of time sometimes, like Kramer versus Kramer, but I'm going to see where we can watch it.
That would be surprised.
It had said Hulu, and I went to Hulu, and it was a documentary. But anyway.
It's the same thing as like them not having Mannequin, which is
I
wild.
know, right?
It's really weird.
Crazy.
Okay. Well, the screenplay of Troop Beverly Hills was written by Ava Ostern, Ava Austin Fries, Pamela Norris, and Margaret Oberman. And the story was inspired by a real Beverly Hills brownie troupe, which cracks me up,
Yeah.
intentionally contrasting traditional scouting with a more unconventional, confidence-based leadership style. And I have to say, this whole movie, I was like, this is Missy Washam's idea of a scout troop. Like, this is exactly what she would be doing. She would be
Yeah.
like,
I've got some scouting stories to share as we go through. I was
you
a
would be like,
scout.
I'm staying at the Beverly Hills Hotel.
Yeah, I'd like to. I will tell you that as I saw that three women together wrote the screenplay, I thought, how much fun is that?
Mhm.
Like to collaborate with three women and to write a script like this. I just thought that was cool.
Very like female
Yeah.
grounded. Yeah.
Well, the film stars Shelley Long as Phyllis Nefler. And she had just left Cheers like 2 years earlier. And so this was one of her earlier movie roles.
And you know who she reminds me of in this? And this is why I didn't think it was 89. She kind of reminds me of the character from, well, Secret of My Success, the aunt, like that's
Yeah.
similar. And like the characters in Overboard.
Yeah. Definitely.
That same
Definitely.
sort of
I um
look.
I think I probably said this before when we did the Tom Hanks The Money Pit with Shelley Long, but this is who people told me back in the 80s I looked like.
Who, and I think she's so pretty.
Oh, I just don't see it, but she's fine.
I don't really see it either, but I think she's very pretty. So I don't know. Maybe they just saw this movie and her like glamping reminded them. You also have Craig T. Nelson playing her husband, Freddie Nefler. He was coach on the show,
Yeah,
remember?
yeah.
And Betty Thomas as Velda Flendor, who would later go on to become a successful director with films like Dr. Dolittle.
Well, one of my favorite parts were the girls, and the troupe includes the young cast of Jenny Lewis, which is Hannah Nefler, so it's the character that Shelley Long is playing daughter.
Oh, she's
Tori
adorable.
Spelling, as she is adorable. Tori Spelling plays Jamie, and let me tell you, I saw her and immediately knew it was
Oh,
her,
yeah.
no question.
Yeah.
Carla Gugino as Chica, and Emily Schulman as Tiffany. But in the movie, and I don't know her name, the little girl who runs off because she can't afford the $8
Yes.
fee. Did you know who she was?
It was oh, what's her name from that show?
Kelly Martin.
Kelly Martin, yes.
Kelly Martin. And I, like, when I first saw her in my head, I was like, is that Candace Cameron? Like, I guess they were kind of all of that time, but it was
Kelly Martin.
Yes.
And she went on to be in if she wasn't already, I guess she maybe went on to be the show where she was the sister and her brother had Down syndrome.
Yes.
I can't remember the name of it, but it was it was a critically acclaimed, like it was a great show.
Yeah. She's a doll. She was a precious little girl. And then, of course, we had a lot of cameos in it. We had Name the Person sister who was in this movie, but also in two other movies we've watched as a cameo.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yes.
I saw him. I was like, man, he loves a cameo.
Yes, he does. And then you had the guy from Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous,
Leach.
Robin Leach, yeah. And there were a couple of others in there as well.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It is rated PG, of course, and it has a runtime of 1 hour and 45 minutes. Boom.
Yeah, it's interesting. I paused it and was like, how much longer?
Oh no!
And it had 15 more minutes.
I was loving it.
Minutes. Well, listen to this. This is a first on Real Sisters podcast. The budget for the film was around 20 million and it brought in just over 8 million at the box office. So it didn't recoup its budget during its initial theatrical run, but I feel like over time it did with VHS sales and all of
Oh,
that.
for sure, for sure. And then it being on like TBS or right, like
Right.
the
Oh,
kids
yeah.
syndication, it was like
We
one.
don't have to feel too bad for them.
No, 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 no. Of course, it was not nominated for any major awards, but over the years, it's found its audience through cable and VHS and has become a cult favorite among 80s movies fans, like our fans, who many have asked, are you going to do Troop Beverly Hills?
And none of my friends have. So that's why I think this is much more of a your age fall in love with this movie. Although it was cute. It was cute. All right, real fans, grab your gear, fluff your pillows, and don't forget your designer luggage. It's time for Troop Beverly Hills.
Okay, so we start off with Phyllis Nefler, who's the Shelley Long character, on a massive shopping spree. And she's
I
got
mean, massive.
yeah, like crazy. Even for today's times,
Yeah,
it's massive.
yeah.
And she is in her Rolls Royce and she's trying to cope with her failing marriage to Freddie, who is played by Craig T. Nelson. And they actually are already like kind of separated.
Yeah.
He's living in the pool house and she's living in the main house. And she comes home and he confronts her about being a shopaholic. And and she confronts him about a lack of commitment. And so to prove him wrong, she volunteers and says, you know what? I am going to lead our daughter and her wilderness troop friends, and I am going to be their scout leader,
Oh my
which he thinks is
gosh.
hysterical.
You know, Mom was my scout leader as a younger girl, as a brownie.
I cannot even imagine. I can't imagine.
So, you know where Oak Grove School was? The middle school, like where I went to elementary.
Yes.
And then your elementary school was new and built across the street, Oak
Yes.
Grove Elementary. And when you'd come down that road to like go where you could go across the
Uh-huh.
road, and
Yeah.
there was this little lodge.
Yup. And they had voting there.
They had voting at the lodge, and Granny Bell would work
Would
the
work.
voting. She would vote
Yep.
the voting. And I had brownies there. And
Had
so,
it there?
yes. And
Was there even
so,
electricity?
yeah, there was electricity in it. And I remember so many of the little projects and stuff we did. I loved all of that. I did not love the camping stuff. I was all into it before we went and like packing my bags and all that. But then once I went, I I didn't love like the musty, rusty, no bathroom in the cabin. Now,
At least you had a cabin. You didn't have to do a tent.
yeah, never did a tent. We had cabins at Camp Atacana.
Did did mom go on the camping trip?
Yes. But Mom only did it until you were born, and then she gave it up. And then Miss Pam Mock, shout out to Rhonda Mock's mom, Miss Pam Mock, who, by the way, was our seamstress and alterations lady
Yep,
for
she was
everything,
amazing.
especially cheerleading costumes. She
Yep.
reached out to me not long ago on Facebook. It was good to hear from Miss Pam. But Miss Pam became our troop leader, different style and vibe that Mom had. She was like all into it and following the rules, and we kept having it there and had some good times. And I was a brownie in first grade, second grade, third grade,
Did you go camping every year?
fourth grade. I did because you had to do it to get your badge, and I wanted the badge, you know.
Shut
But I
up. I'd have been
will
like, I don't give
say,
a rip about that badge.
one of the times that we went, it was so cold and I could not get warm. Like I was in my bed crying. And when we had our
Why the
summer party
drama?
at the end, when we had our slumber party at the end of school for our brownies or Girl Scouts, whatever we were group 301, I think is what we were, 301. Either 301, 401, or 304, something like that.
Wow.
We got little plastic trophies, and I got the best freezer award.
Oh, that's cute. That's amazing you remember all that. I don't remember that kind of stuff that well. So you kept with it. That's amazing. That really says something about you. That's
On
good.
my honor, I will try to serve God, my country. That's all I remember. But you had to have your three fingers together.
Love it. Love it. I'm very
All
proud of
right, back to the movie. Sorry, we digress.
No, no worries. Okay. So, like I said, she's like, I'm going to take over this troop. Perfect. So she invites the first gathering. All the girls are invited to their mansion. And it is like, I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, it's like, well, first of all, it's an outdoor, like, ladies' luncheon. Like, it's
Yes,
super
very full.
fancy, very, but formal. I mean, formal in a way that the girls are used to and expect, apparently, because they're,
Right.
all for it.
Well,
And
that's kind of a thing right now, like for young girls and their slumber parties. They get like the fancy tents and stuff, either inside or out back with all the lights and the stuff. It's kind of what's happening now.
yeah, yeah. So it felt, but this felt very like grown up. And,
Yes, it did.
but she did have balloons and stuff. So it was,
Yeah.
but anyway, they were like all dressed up. And this was when we got to meet all the girls because like individually. And
Yeah.
it was a really, I thought, a cool way to introduce them because you got to see them get dropped off. And so it was very quick, but it gave you insight into each one of their lives and
Yeah, it
how
did.
they were all different. So that was pretty cool. So they get together and they're like, well, how long is this going to last? Because every troop leader always leaves us and, they basically didn't have any faith in her following through.
Right.
She was determined to prove Freddie wrong and she was determined
Yeah.
to do a good job for her daughter.
I
And
think that was the driving factor, I do think, was proving him wrong.
yeah, for sure.
But
And
then it became more about her relationship with her daughter, I think.
yes, exactly. So they start doing their troop type of things. Okay. So one of the things is the actual, like, I shouldn't say the national troop, but like maybe the state board of the like wilderness girls or whatever.
Yeah.
They've already got their eyes on these Beverly Hills girls and they're like, this troop never does well. They never make it. It's not good. So there is the leader, Velda Flender, who she actually is like the leader of the Red Buds or Red Birds or something.
Yeah.
And she's
You
hard.
immediately don't like her.
Yeah, she's hardcore and she is not having it with this Beverly Hills troop.
Yeah.
And she wants to get rid of them. Like she just wants to totally get rid of the troop. And the other people are like, no, like let's give them a try. So
She's a Karen before we knew about Karens. Like she is
totally,
just nasty.
totally. And to the point of like where she even disregards her own daughter multiple times. Like her daughter, mom, she's like, don't call me mom. I'm true leader or whatever.
Yeah.
She's serious business. So so it's time for them to have their first activity, which is their camping trip, their overnight camping trip. And so they have it set up where they have these like beautiful tents. They're like, when I say tents, they're not like triangle tents. They're like with posts that are like tall that you can roll down and they're like white and yellow and like they're really nice. And so regardless of all the nice setup that they have, it still pours down rain.
Yes.
It ends up ruining their time. And so Phyllis is like, we're not giving up, girls. Well, and before she moves them, they under the tent they're all drenched and wet. They sing Kumbaya. So it's kind of like
Kumbaya.
the first little, like, we're going to do this. And
Yeah.
so,
Determination.
she's like, we are not giving up. She takes them all to a luxury bungalow at the Beverly Hills Hotel.
It's hysterical.
It's hysterical. And they roast marshmallows over the fireplace and they tell ghost stories. And it's so funny. This really cracked me up because they were each taking turns telling a ghost story. And when it got to be Phyllis's turn, she was telling her story and she describes this time she went to see her hairstylist.
Yes.
And where her regular hairstylist, Christoph, was missing. And so she had to go to another hairstylist. And the horror peaks when she reveals the climax that he permed me. And so they were all like, ah! It was really cute. It was funny.
Did you ever get a perm?
Yes.
Me too.
But I'm thinking like at this point, it was more like you should just get like a body wave or something, not
which is just a perm with fatter rollers.
Yeah, perm, I think, that's too harsh.
Yeah.
So after that, they ended up, they had another event that was like a craft contest. And they, at this craft contest, really get pretty much laughed at and made fun of.
Oh, it was sad.
It was really sad. And they realized they don't have patches like the other wilderness girls. They're like, wait a minute, we can't do, basically they were like, we can't do anything. Like there's nothing we can do.
Right.
The pause here because I forgot to say this earlier and you could stick it anywhere. But when Shelley Long, Phyllis, gets her wilderness troop leader outfit, when they go to the store to get their outfits.
Oh, yeah.
She puts her outfit on and she's like, ooh, well, we can have it altered. She ends up getting, I think, what is a magnificent outfit.
It was so cute.
It was so cute with her, with her green piping on the khaki and the tailored, little top and pencil skirt and the cape.
Oh my gosh, the cape was hysterical. Something about it just gave me Wicked vibes from the movie, just in the most subtle way. I guess the green and the cape and all that, but I got a little bit of Wicked vibes.
And she was always smoking with one of those, whatever you call those things.
Those extenders or something, the long.
Yeah, it was so dramatic.
Yes.
So, like I said, the girls are upset. They think they can't do anything. And she's not going to give up on them. And she's like, absolutely, you can. We're going to make our own patches.
This was one of my favorite parts of the movie.
It was so cute.
This. Yes.
Yeah. And so they actually get permission. They figure out what you have to do to create your own patches. And Phyllis adapts the Wilderness Girl manual to the wilds of Beverly Hills, and they create their own custom badges. And this is where Missy Washam would succeed because she would be like, look at all the things we can do in Beverly Hills. So, some of the things that they did that I thought was really cute, it's just to let you know some of the patches they made. They did a jewelry appraisal.
Loved that one. The little girl was looking at it and naming the clarity and the cut like only a Beverly Hills kid could do.
Yeah, it was really cute. They did sushi appreciation where they learned the difference between different sushis. They also did gardening with glamour.
Yes.
And then this was when Phyllis had to go to court for her first or one of her divorce court hearings against her husband, Craig T. Nelson. She brought the girls with them and she talked to the judge about how she thought it would be a great opportunity for them to see this female judge in action, blah, blah, blah. And so they earned a divorce court badge.
Divorce court badge. Yeah. And I loved how they would sketch them out. They got to design their own. I just loved it. That was really one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, it was really cute. Now, the event that is going to happen at the end that they really wanted to make sure they were going to be able to be a part of was the big jamboree. And it was
Right.
really like a competition. But in order to qualify for the jamboree, you had to sell a certain number of boxes of cookies so that you could
Like a huge
place.
number of boxes of
Yeah, so that
cookies.
you could
Yeah.
place in the top tier or whatever. So when I think the Redbirds get their cookies, I think they get like 1,000 boxes, maybe 2,000. I can't
No,
remember.
the first group said 1,000. The next group
Okay, so it's
was
a
yeah,
thousand.
yeah.
And then Phyllis is like, psh, that's nothing. We're going to take 2,000. And she has a meeting with all the parents and everybody understands is on board. And they even say, well, why don't we just buy the cookies? Because they're all like extremely wealthy.
Super
Except
rich, yeah.
the one girl. And why don't we just buy the cookies? And she's like, no, part of our near badge is going out and selling them in the community. So when they start selling them, the Redbirds have undermined them, and they're in the Beverly Hills neighborhood selling their cookies. So
Yeah, they're out, they're in the wrong side of town. They need to go back to
that's
where
right.
they were.
That's right.
Right?
That's
That
right.
wasn't integrity. And the Scouts model is about being integrity. On my honor, I will
About being
try.
in integrity or having integrity.
Yeah. Well, being in integrity with oneself.
Yes. And every person, including Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, answers the door and they're like, oh, sorry, I just bought some.
Yeah.
So they had to get creative. And as a child of the 80s, I loved this part.
Yes. It was so
They had a
cute.
benefit. This is when we see Leach. What's his name?
Robin.
Robin Leach.
Robin Leach.
Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. He hosts
Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
and they have like a concert basically and fashion show and
Yeah.
they sell all their cookies. And so they definitely are ahead in the cookie race and qualify for the jamboree.
Okay, pause. Did you do scouting? I remember you doing some scouting
I only did it like 1 year.
1 year. Did
Yeah.
you sell cookies?
Yeah.
Whenever you would do things like that, and even if it's in school, not just scouting, and they would have these prizes, like the person who sells the most gets the big stuffed animal
Yeah.
or whatever.
I fell for it.
You did fall for it. I wondered. I'm surprised. I thought you were going to say no.
No, I fell for it. And then when I got my crappy prizes, I was like, this is what, like this piece of plastic, like what? I never did it again. I went to that camp one time.
That musty count.
I went one time, sold this. I was like, this is not for me.
This is not for you. Well, on another note about Girl Scout cookies, what's your favorite flavor?
Oh, hands down, Samoa's.
Oh, I love peanut butter patties.
Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh, I love those peanut butter patties. I never liked Thin Mints, but I love peanut butter patties. Did something just come out about like Girl Scout cookies are like some of the most toxic snacks you can
Probably.
eat?
But how do you call it? Like
Rebranded?
they have different cookies now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they have some that are gluten free and some that are like they have like more. I guess
I'll tell you, I can't have peanut butter patties in this house.
I can't have Samoa's in my
I
life.
do like the Samoas, but the peanut butter patties are the best. I'm kind of craving it right now.
I also, as a backup, would love a box of Do-si-dos.
Do-si-dos, weren't those just like the shortbread ones?
No, I don't think so. I'm talking about the ones that had the two cookies and in the middle was the peanut butter.
Oh yeah, no, I don't care for those. Mm-mm.
But, yeah. So
All right. I didn't mean to digress. So are we heading into Jamboree?
I will say this though, when my kids were little, if people were selling Girl Scout cookies at school, they would use their own money and buy their own boxes and like put their name on them and be like, do not eat my Girl Scout cookies.
That is hysterical.
It was really funny. Okay, so yes, they made it to the Jamboree for sure. Mm-hmm. And at the Jamboree, they have to basically, I think it's like a 24-hour journey that they have to follow clues and find these little flags and journey through the trail and the like sort of like an obstacle course situation. Like make it through like roughing it overnight because they start like in the morning or afternoon and have to make it through to the next day.
Right.
So lots of things happen. I just remembered the other group. It's called the Red Feathers.
Oh yes, Tori, because Tori Spelling had her
Tori
little
Spelling
red.
was a red feather. That's right.
Yeah.
So the tree.
And can I just say one odd thing?
Yeah.
That Tori Spelling, this was her first movie, and it's Troop Beverly Hills. And then she starred in Beverly Hills
90210.
90210.
Crazy
Yeah.
times.
Parallel.
Well, they pull up at the troop, the Beverly Hills troop, pulls up to the Jamboree in convertible Rolls Royces.
Yeah.
And their backpacks look like Gucci backpacks. Like the Gucci what do you call like the yellow and white stripe? Like that.
Yeah,
Gucci.
I know. Yeah.
Okay. Of course, Velda's team, the Red Feathers, they're out to sabotage them. They are
poor sports.
Yeah, turning around the trail signs, all kinds of things that they're trying. They cut
like
the
cutting ropes on the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Lots of things to throw them off.
Shenanigans.
But Troop Beverly Hills plows on through. They continue on. They use the tools that they have. They, help each other out. They do have to, the rope bridge is a problem. They think that that's it. They think they're completely done. And then they realize there's a fallen log across the ravine. And Phyllis, she tells her daughter not to come, but her daughter still comes. They cross the log together.
It's like a huge success.
It's a huge
that
deal.
Brings the team back together. It gives them hope.
Mm-hmm. And with them being on the other side, they're able to fix the bridge so that the other kids can cross on the bridge. Now, Velda and the Red Feathers do not do themselves any,
favors?
Any favors. Thank you. Oh my gosh, my brain. Do themselves any favors because they're like, well, we're going to win.
It's because of those toxic Girl Scout cookies you ate. Those do-si-dos.
And the jelly shoes.
And the jelly shoes.
My system. But they take this dangerous shortcut because they think we're going to win. So we're going to take the shortcut. And it's through a hunting area. And Velma's ankle gets caught in a bear trap. And so the Red Feather girls leave her. They abandon her. And they're like, bye, lady, we're going to win. And she's like, you're my daughter. How can you leave? After all this time, she's been like, don't call me mom or whatever.
Yeah.
So, about this, like the girls leave her and the Troop Beverly Hills girls come across the Red Feather leader, Velma, and they actually decide that they're going to help her. They're like, no, they've made a vow that no girl's going to be left behind. And, Phyllis has realized, when she took over the street.
It's like you see a shift in her. Like from the beginning, it's like revenge for her husband.
Yes.
And now she's had this
She cares for the girls.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because she's realized that they are raised by nannies and that they are often ignored by their high society parents.
Yeah.
And she promises them that they're going to stick together and they're not going to, not going to leave anyone behind. And so with that mantra, they decide they need to help Velma, which was really kind.
Yeah, it was a touching moment.
And it also put them behind. So the Red Feathers troop does cross the line first, thinking they're the winners, but they can't win because they didn't cross with their troop leader. It has to be the entire troop.
On my honor, I will try. And they left her.
Uh-huh.
They didn't try.
That's right.
But she was not very nice.
She wasn't. But the Troop Beverly Hills does bring her across the finish line, and they end up being the winners because they
The
all,
unlikely winners, too.
yes, because they all crossed together.
Yay!
And the backstory that I didn't talk a lot about, besides the backstory of the girls and her really developing, I mean, we touched on that, developing a relationship with them and caring about them deeply, and her relationship strengthens with her own daughter, is really in the background. There's this whole other storyline with her husband, and
Yeah.
that she has realized she doesn't really want them to get a divorce, but she thinks he is actually seeing someone else.
Right.
So there's
In the pool house.
in the pool house, and there's little snippets throughout where there's opportunities for them to be together, and he's seeing what she's doing and he's proud of her. And then in the end, he has actually broken up with the girlfriend he was seeing in the pool house.
Yeah.
Because he realizes like she does not care at all about his daughter or that part of him like being a father and a family man, and has no
She was after the money.
yeah.
It's all
And
about the
so
money, money, money.
he breaks up with her. And so once we get to the end and he realizes, how Phyllis has really like come into her own, they get back together.
I know. It was a sweet ending. It really was.
Yep, yep, yep. So, does it measure up? It does for me. I loved it. Like, I had so much fun watching it. It was so quintessential 80s to me. It was so good.
It was really cute. It was really cute. And there were parts of it that I loved.
It's not like a, Rain Man, like critically acclaimed film.
Right.
By any
I know. It was fun. It was fun. I will say that, yeah.
It was one of those movies that I think are the kind of movies that make us love the 80s, that are like, oh my gosh, that was so cute. Like, that was fun. It felt good. I laughed. Like, those.
You know what I thought? I thought it would be fun, like, to watch with my granddaughter, Kate.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or, like, so if you are listening and you've got a young girl in your life, this would be a fun movie to watch together.
For sure. For sure. It's really cute. Cute, clean, fun, makes you feel good.
Yeah.
All right, sister, let's do our clues for next week.
All right. The first clue is this film centers around a lifelong friendship between two women.
Second clue, music plays a major role, including one of the most memorable songs of the late 80s.
Third clue, this story takes us from childhood all the way through adulthood, following their lives over the years.
Okay.
Think you know what it is?
Oh, I don't know what it is. I have no clue.
Well, you'll have to ponder them.
All right.
Well, as a reminder, if you are loving our podcast, rate us, give us a 5-star rating, give us a review, take a picture, and we will send you a Real Sister sticker. And let us know if you think you figure out the clues.
Yes, and we will see you hopefully next week.
That's right. Bye, y'all. Bye, sister. Love you.
I love you.